Zach. Zach. Can you hear me, Zach?
Oh, it's nice to be back.
Welcome back, Zach.
Guess who's Zach? Zach again. Alright, I'm done.
There you are, Zach.
Zach, do you remember this rapper named Eminem?
Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos.
Goody, I've been listening to Chaos.
It's my favorite.
Isn't that right, Zach?
Ah. Oh. What do you think the title means, Levi?
I'm not sure. Can you look up real quick to see if that's a real city?
Doubt it, but we'll find out. Yeah,
Zach,
that's
looks
the
like
guy.
She wants us to join her for breakfast. Perhaps this town's finally starting to warm up to us.
Yeah.
Look at that, Zach. She's welcoming us with open arms.
Man, it better not be spelling out the killer's
She's
name
even
in the
willing
red
to
letters
share
or
that
something like
tasty
that.
morsel with us. What an honor.
The French Quarter of New Orleans
Hurry up
is
and chow
known as
down,
the
mister.
Vocar.
Unless
So if you
like
Google
your
Lacar,
breakfast
Louisiana, you get the
steak.
French Quarter.
What an amazing place. I've been on top of the moon since the moment I got here. And the
I thought he
name
was
of
about to
this
talk about
wonderful
literally
town,
being on top of the
Lacar,
moon.
sounds like French to me. But what does it mean?
God damn it.
I'm the chef, David. If you want to know about the town, you'd better ask the concierge. Only amateur chefs flap their gums about stuff that ain't food related.
Let's see. I don't even remember the letters so far.
Did you hear that, Zach? He's a true professional.
If only I had some way to look it up.
You say something, mister?
No, not to you. I was just talking to Zach.
Zach?
Please don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter.
They don't bring it up.
If you say so, still. Never thought the FBI would ever come out to a little old town like ours.
I do work for the FBI, but I didn't come here for an investigation. I just happened to stop by on my way to New Orleans.
Nolans.
Never thought there'd be a murder out here either. And it was a 16-year-old kid. Now I tell you, this country's seen better days. What you reckon, mister?
Zach, he's definitely a professional, but it seems like he's also a bit lonesome. That's good. Ambivalence exists everywhere.
Folks say the killer used an axe. Hell of an old-fashioned choice if you ask me.
Actually, Chef David, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the incident.
But shoot, I ain't the one you ought to be asking, Mr. FBI. I only heard what I heard. But seeing as you're fixing to grill me, I can tell you what I know.
That's a chef pun.
Please do. I appreciate it.
Ooh, dialogue trees.
You said the victim was a 16-year-old. Did you know her?
Well, sure. I reckon the whole town did.
Meaning?
She's Lise Clarkson, the little grandbaby of the Clarkson family.
The Clarkson family?
That's right. You ain't seen they sign on your way in here? The one above that huge cold storage complex. Should have had a dragonfly on it. Anyway, that's the Clarkson family seat. They own most of the land around here. From the sugar plantations right down to the food processing plant. Yeah, I reckon they got a stake in just about everything. They even own the water tower on the edge of town, you know?
Water tower's gonna be super important.
They're
Yeah.
the ones who built up this town.
That's probably where the final
and we
battle is.
still support it.
Is the local law enforcement investigating the case?
Shoot, mister, what you think? Now, I told you this ain't no city. We in the bonafide boondocks here. They got to know how to break up fights and keep folks from killing each other when they pissed you off. They sit down and talk it out with you heart to heart. And when that don't work, they just beat your ass. That's
Oh, so
the
like any other
South
city.
for you. This murder ain't like that, though. A little kid got killed. A weird way. Like something on a TV show. The sheriff's department ain't never seen nothing like this. By the way, Mr. FBI, I ain't seen a car in the parking lot.
Just a skateboard.
How'd you get all the way out here, huh? Don't tell me you walked.
Please don't tell me you crashed his car again.
That's a very good question. Chef
Or
David,
for the
you've got a
first
sharp
time.
eye. It's true that I didn't park my car in your parking lot. Do you know why?
Can't say I do.
Because it was stolen.
Huh? But you with the FBI, right?
Even FBI cars can be stolen. It could happen after you park your car on the side of the road and go off to do some legwork. When you're eating lunch, when you're watching a movie, when you're asleep at night, when you're buying cigarettes at the local supermarket.
Which I do quite frequently.
Your car can be stolen anywhere. That's precisely what it means to be an FBI agent.
Does it?
In my case, my car was stolen while I was on my way down here. But no need to worry. I already reported it to the local authorities. And I've also already acquired another mode of transportation.
Another mode?
Want to hear the details?
Not really. I'll listen if you want me to.
Then please do. After I finished my work in Houston, I flew to New Orleans. Then, I rented a car at the airport. Whenever I visit the West Coast, I always rent a convertible, especially in California. But now I'm in hot and sticky Louisiana. So, I decided on a brand new hybrid car with a fully equipped air conditioning system.
A hybrid car?
Oh yes, they're marvelous. Vehicles that utterly defy everything you think you know about cars. Now, in the year 2005, it feels like we've finally entered the 21st century.
Don't hold
Stomp
your
down on the
breath on
gas
that,
all
dude.
you want. The engine won't make a sound.
It's silent?
At first, I felt like the landscape was moving past me on its own. Give it a few more years, and I'm sure we'll start seeing cars that run purely on electricity. Who knows? In a decade or so, electric sports cars may end up lining the parking lots of Silicon Valley. I can see it now. It's the world of The Last Starfighter, 1984, directed by Nick Castle. It's famous for being the first film to utilize realistic CG, but I couldn't care less about that. See, I was mesmerized by the beautifully refined mech designs.
York!
It even
Stay
made
on
me
topic.
wish that I could be
He is
one
on topic.
myself.
He's on topic about the last Starfighter.
Especially the Gunstar spacecraft. No other sci-fi movie has ever had.
So, yeah, where'd your hybrid car get stolen?
Sorry, I got off topic. I noticed
Thank
it was
you.
missing after I finished my lunch and walked out of the diner. Incidentally, this diner was located at the entrance to a small town just south off the I-10. I went out to get back in it, but my hybrid car was nowhere to be found. I remembered exactly where I parked it, right between a blue pickup truck and a hedgerow. But when I came back from lunch, it had completely vanished. In short, someone stole it, and in its place, they left me this.
What?
A skateboard.
A skateboard?
Yes. While I was sliding my lunch into my stomach, someone was busy replacing my brand new hybrid car with a wooden board attached to 4 wheels. Remarkable, don't you think?
So then how did you get here?
By riding the skateboard, obviously. Why do you look so surprised? No, I couldn't ride the board very well at first. But by the time I hit the 3-mile mark, I'd more or less gotten the hang of it. By the 10-mile mark, I'd even learned to do a few tricks. It was a journey of self-discovery. Not even I knew I had this latent talent sleeping inside me.
Dude, I'm super pumped for Tony Hawk 1 and 2 to come out this fall so I can play as York.
So how bizarre was the
Say it was
murder?
like something from a TV show. What exactly do you mean?
Hey, mister. Why do you look so excited, huh? Like a kid asking grandma to read him a fairy tale.
I'm just excited about skating boards.
I just
Skating
can't
boards!
seem to keep myself away from young women who died in bizarre ways.
Bro!
Well, I
Yeah.
ain't seen it with my
Dude,
own
Chef
eyes.
David is fucking mean.
Folks say they found the body hanging under a bridge on the bayou. And under that bridge, there was some kind of altar.
I'm hoping at some point someone's going to make a sound effect and the parentheses explanation is going to have to be like 3 sentences long.
Altar?
Something they use in black magic. Something horrible.
Voodoo?
Or the hoodoo.
Nah, wasn't nothing like that. Just a weird altar.
That's all?
Oh, and the body was all cut up in pieces. Scattered around the altar like.
So she was sacrificed.
That's what the fella who discovered her said, yeah.
Bingo, Zach. This case has got our names all over it. What do you know about the Clarksons' house?
Now, I ain't got nothing bad to say, but I'm gonna talk straight to you. You best steer clear of that place. That family ain't just some gang. They're a whole different kind of beast. They folks with real power. Remnants of the good old boys who shaped America in the early days.
Yeah, the good old
Especially
boys.
The head of the family, P.J. Clarkson. He's the kind of monster who goes around eating other monsters. And I'm sure he's on edge now with his granddaughter getting murdered and all. So don't go barging in with that shiny FBI badge of yours and think you'll be safe or nothing. Things are different down here. So if you plan on sticking around, you best remember that.
I see. I'll keep that in mind.
May as well ask him about New Orleans.
Yeah, but he already
Live
said
and
he
Let
doesn't know
Die,
anything.
Angel Heart, and The Pelican Brief, right? 9 out of 10 people will name those titles when you ask them to think of a film set in New Orleans.
Princess and the Frog,
They're
which
all
comes out
excellent
4 years after
movies,
this
but
game.
to me, they lack realism. Due to my line of work, I have a tendency to think deeply about what feels real and what doesn't.
What's your point?
Cat People. That's my point. Cat People. 1982, directed by Paul Schrader.
So I'm looking forward to seeing this nonstop in all the out of context video game screenshots, blogs out
Crowning
there.
achievement of
I know, it's
Nastasia
gonna be
Kinski,
great.
the ultimate muse of the 80s. The most vital element of that movie is the reality it depicts. Leopards who turn into humans have intercourse with humans and turn back into leopards.
Just
Then they
screenshot
can
that.
only turn back into humans again if they mutilate their lovers. I was awestruck by the sheer reality of it all.
The reality.
Understand? I'm talking about hyper-realism. After watching it, I felt like I just had to experience the world of Cat People for myself.
So I went out and fucked a cat.
That's why I decided to visit New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, that.
To find a cat.
Okay.
Another vital element of Cat People is the presence of Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell from Blue Thunder. Oh, talk about a
Yeah, not
masterpiece.
not Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, he specifically talked about that in the first DP.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Listen carefully, David. Only an amateur would call a Clockwork Orange
Okay.
his best movie. His best movies are Cat People and Blue Thunder.
In fact, he talked about cat people in the first one too.
Period.
I remember that.
You need to remember this because it's the truth.
Whatever you say, mister. So, what's your point again?
Never mind, don't worry about it. I already covered all the important parts.
This summer's gonna be another hot one. It's supposed to get over 95 today.
Just change the subject to the weather.
Watch out you don't go getting heat stroke.
The Lise Clarkson case needs us. Don't you think so, Zach? The Cat People are what guided us to New Orleans. We should be thanking Malcolm McDowell. Once we get home, let's watch Blue Thunder again. I'm already looking forward to it. Aren't you, Zach? Zach, the searing light. These scents. It's the deep south. That was a fabulous breakfast. You're the world's greatest chef.
Wait, mister. You didn't take a single bite.
Well, the tea was to die for. But I'd prefer coffee next time. What would a morning be without coffee?
I almost said he didn't eat any of it.
Yeah, I know. I know that's what you almost said.
This game.
It's like you're on the same wavelength.
Do I really want to be on the same wavelength? Yes. What am I kidding? Yes.
You need a cool number to put at the end of your name.
Tommy 2.
Tommy 42.
No.
Oh, I got a quest.
Eat breakfast for real. Or put on your clothes.
Those sure are X's up there.
Is it just me or does York look kind of broad? Ooh, you have a punch button.
I have melee.
Do not beat up the lady.
I have sick combos. Oh. May I see the room number, please?
It's the one
No.
down there. It's good enough for you, isn't it?
No. Oh, that's a
Hey.
mirror.
It got me too.
I thought someone just happened to be running by.
Yeah, looking good.
Oh, it's that theme.
Son Rouge.
Is it going to be a more jazzy remix?
I've been chasing it all over America. But I feel like we're finally on the verge of finding something now.
Dude,
Don't
it's
you, Zach?
literally the same.
Yep.
That's great.
I think
It's just
about
York's
time
theme.
we ordered a new briefcase. Yes, I know this one carries a lot of memories, but it's seen too much. This hole's from the shootout in Tucson. And this stains from Miami. Miami. Now that was a fascinating case. Billy, our perp, cut his own torso right in two.
How?
Even with the help of the drugs. A feat like that still requires incredible mental fortitude.
Cut himself in half?
I was
Okay.
so impressed that I forgot I'd left my briefcase on the floor.
I was impressed.
Same floor his blood gushed out onto.
Did he use a knife? A
I know,
saw? Did he
Zach,
have a
I know
giant
now
pair
isn't
of
the
like
time
hedge
for a
clippers?
trip down memory lane.
You know what I love? I love York's youthful haircut in this game.
An emergent drug that's been on the rise in 4 southern states.
Ah.
Personally, I think it originated right here in Louisiana, and Lise Clarkson's murder must be connected to it somehow. The 16-year-old girl who was murdered. Her body was found beneath a bridge over the bayou, along with a strange altar. The powerful man who essentially controls the town of Lucare, and he seems to be more fearsome than your average gangster. I doubt he'll be willing to cooperate with any law enforcement, Zach.
Cool.
You know, I keep thinking about that movie we stopped to see on our way here, Zach.
What movie came out in 2005 that we'd be talking about?
I don't know,
The
man.
Island, 2005,
Oh.
directed by Michael Bay.
With Ewan McGregor and
For a movie
Charlize
being
Theron?
shown at a cinema complex, it was surprisingly artistic. An experimental setting mixed with hard-hitting drama. It was art house sci-fi. That director's going to change the history of art house films. Are you
Okay.
following me here? This
Hold
is
on.
another special film that's setting a new standard, just like Star Wars and Blade Runner
Okay,
did.
before you move on, I was gonna say that The Island sucked. Everybody knows that, right? But then he made that joke. Said that thing about Michael Bay, and I'm like, okay, so it's clearly a joke. Except that we already knew in 2005 that Michael Bay sucked because he made fucking Pearl Harbor.
This is a turning point, Zach. You may be witnessing the birth of a vital new word that will soon become a part of film history. Yes, this single movie may be responsible for creating a whole new genre several years down the line. A genre known as island movies. I sure like the sound of that. Don't you, Zach?
Oh, so York doesn't have any taste. That's the thing.
I don't know. I prefer Castaway.
York is into garbage movies because he's in a garbage game. This game isn't garbage so far. I like this. Link board has been unlocked. Okay, never mind. There it is.
Did it really say that?
It said bin twice.